to sew a basic kameez. This follows the video on taking the measurements for the kameez, and you'll need that kind of measurement sheet that we made before, which is this one. You'll also need a good quality pair of scissors. You'll need tailor's chalk, pins, preferably a ruler, and a tape measure. And also you'll need this kind of interfacing. This is iron-on interfacing, and it's quite light, and it just helps you to make the shape of your neck. So let's get cracking. Okay, first things first, what you need to do is get your fabric and just take a good look at it, and just take your time, because this is a crucial bit. Have a look at which way is the right side and the wrong side. Have a look at your pattern, what way your pattern is going, and also just generally see if it's a symmetrical or asymmetrical design, and where you may want if your design is a lot different to this and maybe has a flower on one side, and just decide what side you want it on, etc. My fabric is quite simple. It goes in both directions. So okay, to fold your fabric for cutting, you need to judge how much fabric you'll need for the length and the width of your kameez. So if you fold it lengthwise, because you don't want to have like little pieces of fabric spare, you want a big piece for the sleeves. Just basically fold it in half so that it's your length of the kameez, if you understand. I'll do that now and show you. Okay, so what I've done, I've folded my fabric lengthways. Here's the fold, and as you can see at the bottom, I have extra fabric which just kind of comes from one side, and here's the other edge. So this way I can make like my sleeves with as much fabric as possible, and also you're not really wasting fabric. So after you've done that, folded it lengthwise, you need to fold it in half as well. Again, when you fold it in half, you need to judge how much fabric you will actually need for your kameez, and fold it that way, and I'll demonstrate that now. Okay, so what I've done, I've folded my fabric. The way to judge how much to fold is use your biggest measurement for your kameez. So mine was the hip, so it was about 40 inches. So what I did, divide it by 4, so that gave me 10, and I added a couple of inches, so that gave me how much to fold here. That way you won't waste fabric. But if you don't really mind and you have lots of fabric, you can always just fold it in half each way. It won't make a difference, but I don't like to waste fabric. So go ahead and pin the sides. So pin down the fabric from here and from here, just so that it doesn't move around. And also use your ruler and just check from where you folded it that there's no gathering of fabric inside. So just do this all the way down with your ruler, and at the top as well, just to make sure there's no gathering. And after I've pinned it down, I'll get back to you. Okay, just to demonstrate, I've pinned down the fabric. Here is where the top bit of the fabric ends. Here's just the extra fabric fold. This will be used for the sleeves. Also, we have a bit of extra fabric on this side. Here's the edge of the fabric. You have extra on this side. That's just spare in case anything goes wrong. And here is the fold, widthwise, and on the top is a fold lengthwise. So now we're going to start measuring everything and just chalking it down with tailor's chalk. Right, so grab a ruler, and at the top edge of the fabric where the fold is, just go ahead and make like a line 2 inches from the edge, like so, just a straight line, like that. See? After this, you need to get your tape measure and find your shoulder width. So that's the shoulder to shoulder measurement. Mine was 15.5 inches. and then half it, like I've done here. So place your tape measure on this line that you just drew and make a mark like so. So ideally what you've done is taken your shoulder width measurement and halved it, because this is half of your kameez. Now what you should do is your neck measurement. Mine was 8 inches. Again, what you need to do is half it and mark it on this line that you just drew. There we go. So I've just marked 4 inches. So there's where the shoulder will end, and that is where the neck will end. Okay, now what you need to do is get a ruler, and the neck point that you just measured, place one end of the ruler there, and where your shoulder width is, make the ruler fall diagonally to that line, so that it's like 1 or 2 centimeters down from the shoulder mark, like so, and just make a diagonal line. We do this because generally our shoulders like have a sort of angle going down, and you want to follow this angle when you sew your kameez. So that's what I've done. I hope you can see this. I think you can. So yeah, so what I've done, there's a diagonal line going down. That is the original line, and this is the diagonal line. Okay? Right, so the next measurement that we need is actually measurements really. We need the 4 shoulder to measurements that we took before. So this is shoulder to bust, shoulder to waist, stomach and hips. Firstly, we need to mark in shoulder to bust. So my measurement was 8.5 inches. So from the middle of the diagonal line you just drew, measure 8.5 inches down and make a mark. The next measurement is waist. Mine's 13 inches. So go down with your tape measure, measure 13 inches, just make a mark on the fabric. The next one is stomach. So again make a mark on the fabric at that point. Mine was 16 inches. And finally the hips. Mine was 22. My measurement was 22. So just mark that in like so. Right, now what to do is measure the length on and mark that on. So again, from the middle of the diagonal line that we drew at the top, measure going down and mark your length. So make sure the fabric doesn't move around too much. I have a small desk, that's why it's quite difficult. So go down 36.5 inches for me. Here it is. And as you can see, I have very little fabric left over here. So here's my length, and I have like probably 2 inches of fabric left at the bottom. So that's good because I haven't wasted too much fabric, and I'll have enough for the sleeves, if you understand what I mean. So that's done. Okay, what we need to do now is mark on the 4 measurements. So firstly, mark the bust. To do this, go ahead, get your tape measure, and your bust measurement, say if it's 35.5 as it is for me. So get it on the tape measure, find it, and then half your tape measure like so, and then half it again. This is because when you took the measurement going around the bust, that's like the measurement for both pieces of the kameez, and this is basically quartering it. So yeah, I hope that makes sense. So on your bust mark that you made here, just go ahead and measure that out and make a mark like so. Again, do the same for the waist. So my waist was 30 inches. Find 30 inches on your tape measure and half it, and then half it again, and make a mark on your waist point on the fabric, which is here. The next is stomach. So mine is 36 inches. Half it and then half it again. and then the hip measurement, mine 39.5, so half the tape measure, then half it again, that gives you a quarter of the hip measurement, and just mark it on your hip mark on the fabric, like so. Now just to remind you, all of these measurements that we took, they're including any like room that you want in your kameez. So if you want it more tighter, you'd leave less room, and if you wanted it looser, you would have added like an inch or something, as I did. So just to remind you, because you don't want the kameez to be too tight, surely. So after we've done this, what I want you to do is join up the 4 marks that we made, and make sure you make a kind of smooth curve, because you want to follow the natural kind of line of your body. So I'll just show you that now. So here are my 4 points. They kind of make a nice curve anyway, but yeah, just use your tailor's chalk, follow the line. Try not to have any like sharp edges, sharp lines when you do this. So, and when you come down towards the hip, just kind of straighten out the line a bit, not too much, just like so. So it's less curved than it was, for example, in these areas, like so. Yeah. Now what we'll do is we'll measure the armhole. Okay, move back to the top of your fabric, where the shoulder was. My armhole measurement was 17 inches round. What you need to do is half this measurement, so half it on your tape measure, like so, and measure that starting from the end of the shoulder here, where the end of the diagonal line you drew is. Start there and just kind of like go around so that you make a sort of nice curved line, like so. I hope you can see what I've done, like that. So it should be nice and round, like so. And it doesn't matter if it doesn't like join up with the bust line, because you can just elongate that. So my one is just an inch above the bust, it finishes. So make a dot where it finishes here. Elongate the bust line a bit, like so. And then just kind of copy the line that you made with the tape measure, like so. Generally it's quite straight at the top, and then it becomes more curved at the bottom, like so. You can have it more curved as well, it doesn't matter. Like so. Yep, that looks fine to me.